Hi, what's up? This is Koshal, and in this video we're going to go through the last section of the Lightbox editor that I'll go through in these videos, which is going to be the teaser section. So to start off, as usual, when you log in, just go to the Lightbox you want. I'm going to go to a different Lightbox this time, so I'm going to go to this Lightbox. It looks much the same. So click into the Lightbox you want to click into, and then as usual on the left-hand menu you want to click on the portion that you'd like to go to in blue, so it'll default to layout. In this section we're going to go through to teaser, and this is the last section we're going to go through in the editor. Conditions, integrations, and custom iframe, those will be I'll be going through those, but I'll be going through those in different videos, and you can access these from different places within our interface, so I'll go through those at another time, but this is it for the Lightbox editor. So I'm going to click on teaser here. And in the teaser, what the teaser allows you to do is if someone, this is a very, very important function and something that is a value add that our software has that pretty much nothing else out there has. What a teaser is it allows someone to reinstantiate a Lightbox once it's been closed out. So what that means is that if someone lands on your website and a condition's met for a Lightbox to appear, the Lightbox will appear. But what often happens is a person is not interested in that moment in filling out the Lightbox or taking whatever action you'd like them to take. That doesn't mean that they don't want to take that action. It just means that the time might not be right. So what you can do is you could have what's called a teaser that'll allow people to pull up the Lightbox again after they've closed it out. So this section allows you to set that up. So once you are finished with your Lightbox and you want to set up a teaser, what you do is you just turn it on. And so under display mode, by default it'll be off, and so you just have to click on, and then this display on page load, what this means is that if you select this on, what will happen is before the Lightbox even shows up for the first time, people are going to have the option of clicking on the teaser and loading the Lightbox. But if you have this off, what happens is nobody will see a teaser until after they see the Lightbox for the first time. So in this case I have it on the bottom left, and a lot of times this works really well with sidebar. It works well with everything, but I'm just going to show you an example of the Lightbox with a sidebar. So in this case, what I originally had the Lightbox doing was I had it sliding, it was sliding right and sliding left. So originally when you saw a Lightbox, what it would do is basically, let's see here, it would do this. So I'm going to save and preview, and the Lightbox is going to slide right when someone sees it, right here, and then it's going to slide left when someone closes it out. But once someone closes it out, if your website's here in the background, right now there's really no way for them to see it again. So if they close it out, it's just gone. So what a teaser does, it allows people to open it back up again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the teaser on. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to make the Lightbox really quickly, make the Lightbox in a way so it matches the teaser. So let's see here. So I'm going to turn this on, and I'm not going to display on page load right now. And let's just have this Lightbox, instead of sliding right and sliding left, I'm going to make it slide up and slide down. And now in the teaser, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure in the teaser, so we went through display mode. Position, this is very familiar. Position is going to be just like with the Lightboxes, you can pick a position. So we want this to be in the bottom left because that's where the Lightbox is. Stickiness, I would just leave the default here. Don't do scrolls, just do fixed position. And these are the dimensions. So the dimensions are, you can change the dimensions, but you don't want to make it too big. So 285 by 68, I already selected this before and you'll see it. This is a good dimension, but I want to make it match this Lightbox. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say Lightbox, I'm going to go to the container in the layout section. I'm going to say, you know what, let's just try adjusting this Lightbox. And this is really cool too, just how simple it is to adjust this Lightbox. Let's just say we want to make this Lightbox a little bit smaller. So let's say we don't even want this. We'll get rid of this. So just click on the element and you'll be taken there. So if you're in a different element, you can just click here and watch, it'll take me to, if you see on the right here on this corner of the screen, it's on text 4 right now, but if I click on this text, it takes me to text 2. So I'm going to turn that off. Same here, just click on the element, it'll take me to image 1, and I'm going to turn that off as well. what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to container. I'm going to say, let's just make this smaller. So I'm going to make this 285. Perfect. So that looks really good, centered. And now what I can do is I can say, okay, let's just turn this on the way it is. So I pre-made this a little bit. Offset 0, 0, that just means that you'll see the teaser. You can make it hover a little bit, and I'll show you what it looks like right now. So right now, let's look at the teaser the first time and then make adjustments as needed. So to see the teaser, you're always going to have to preview on a blank site. So you preview on a blank site, and the lightbox is going to pop up. See how it's slid up right now? And then if I close it out, it slides down, and here comes the teaser. So here's the teaser, and there it goes. It slides up and it slides down. But you'll notice some things on this teaser. First of all, if I click on the teaser, this lightbox has very hard edges, and the teaser had soft, rounded corners. So we want to change that. Also, I like how we have the dotted lines, but the dotted lines in here are much thicker than the dotted lines. So the dotted lines in the lightbox are much thicker than the dotted lines in the teaser. And if you notice, when I hover over it, the text is getting smaller and it's changing color. And when I click on it, also, it's changing from this beigeish color to yellow and red. So there are a lot of changes that I'm going to want to make here just to make it match the lightbox. So in order to do that, what I'll do is I'm going to go through the layout here and say, okay, let's see how this layout is set up. Okay, so the border is dotted. This is the color. Width is 4, radius is 0. Let's go to the teaser and let's say, okay. So this is just the text you want in there. And the font, this is all very self-explanatory. And let's see here. Okay, so on the border here, we have dotted, which is great. We have the same color, and you could just copy this color from the other section and then paste it in here when you want to. So just go into the layout and copy the color. And then we have width here as 2, when actually the width on the other one was 4. So this will make it a little thicker. The radius is 0, so that'll make it the edges hard. Okay, that's good. You also notice that the text was not the same throughout. So the text is here, and here's the font. So we have the text. You can change the text, download little bookworms today. That looks good. And when we were on the normal state, so just click here, go to the normal state, and say, okay, it's at 16, centered and bold. Looks good. But then when we hovered over it, oh, look at that, it changed. So we want to pick this color, the same color, pick 16 and bold, and focus state also 16 and bold. And if you want to change them all at the same time, you could just go to all, and you could change it, and that way it'll just be the same throughout when you hover over it or click on it. But I just did it this way just to illustrate how you can do it. And then also this one in the focus state needs to be bold. Okay, so that looks good. And then what we also noticed was when someone was, let's make sure this border is the same across the board too. So the border is not the same across the board. So we want to make this dotted. The color is going to be right here. Right, that's the same color, I believe, yes. And we want to make this 4, make this 0. Same for the focus state, going to be dotted, orange, 4, and 0. And again, if you wanted to just change them all, you could have just gone, I could have just gone to all states and changed it, and it would have changed them across the board. Background here, make sure there are no gradients. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. So instead of changing it here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to all states and change it. Okay, and let's save and preview this now and see how it looks. So you see how that almost perfectly matches. It does turn yellow still, so there must have been some sort of mistake I made there. I'll just change it in the focus state. Okay. Save and preview, preview on a blank site. And so now this, when a condition is met, which we'll go through in another video, this lightbox is going to pop up. If someone closes it out, they're going to get this teaser here. I highly recommend using a teaser. It really is a conversion machine. So if you have space on your website, use it, and I'll go through the functionality a little bit more to make sure you find the right space for the teaser. So in this case, we went through dimensions. This is just pixels, so you can make it the same dimensions as the lightbox in terms of width if you want to. You don't have to do that. Height you can adjust to. I would recommend not making it too tall. Horizontal offset and vertical offset, this will just make it hover, so if it's defaulted to 0, but I can show you what that looks like. So see how this is not in the exact corner now? So a lot of times you might want to make it hover a little bit above the bottom because there's a thin bar at the bottom of the screen that might get in the way of it. And you'll notice how download little bookworms is towards the top of the teaser rather than centered. So that's the other section. So this one I'm just going to turn back to 0 and 0. And then padding, see, notice how the top padding is 6, right padding 0, bottom 0, left is going to be 0 too. So that means that it's basically padded at the top, so it allows it to come more towards the top of the teaser. So you can just adjust the tabbing and or the padding, and that'll just adjust where the text is on the teaser. We went through text, font, the font states. We went through the border, the background. What you can also do for the background is you can use an image for the background, but I would highly recommend if you're using an image, you have to make sure the image is the exact size of the teaser that you want. So if you use an image that's bigger than the teaser, you're not going to be able to adjust the image size within our interface. And then the other part that I'd like to go through, and I don't know how, oh, right here, the position. This is really important. The position is just where you want it. So right now, oh no, it's not right there. Where is it? Oh, right here, position here, bottom left. We already went through this. So bottom left is where you want it to display. You can have display anywhere you want it to display. In this case, since it's on the bottom left, we want it to match where as much as possible, you want to match it to where the lightbox is coming from. And so another thing, important thing to note is that this lightbox here is a sidebar lightbox. If I were to change this to a normal lightbox, it's not going to, these teaser settings are not defaulted, so they're separate for each different type of lightbox. So you're going to have to set the teaser up separately for the different types of lightboxes here. So see, this says something completely different. So I would have to change this if I changed it from a sidebar to a normal lightbox. So keep that in mind. In this case, I'm going to change back to sidebar, and I have the teaser, and I can show you for the position just as an example what I mean. So let's just say we want this lightbox to come out from the bottom, or let's say the top right of the page. So if I want this to come out from the top right of the page, there's a few things that I need to change. First of all, let's go into this lightbox sidebar, and we want to say, okay, it's going to come out from the top right of the page, which is great. We don't want it to slide up and slide down. We want it to slide down and slide up. And the position of the teaser should now be on the top right. So I've already changed that. It's on the top right now instead of the bottom left. So let's save and preview it. There you go, top right. Teaser will also come on the top right. So that's it. Look forward to the next video where we'll be covering a completely different section and going to conditions. Thanks a lot. Bye.